Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Harriet Wallace. Well, with the recent outbreak of monkeypox cases in New York City and the ever-growing threat of COVID variants, it's important to know the symptoms of each and what you can do to protect yourself. Our Maggie Hall tells us what we need to know when it comes to staying safe and healthy.
So with summer vacation travel ramping up, what do you need to know about infections going around this summer season? Think you may have a sinus infection? You might want to think about that one again. New studies show that COVID subvariants BA4 and BA5 tend to sit in the nasal passageway, causing sinus-like infection symptoms.
A UC Davis study calls these new Omicron subvariants the most easily spread strain to date and able to evade immunity. As of July 18th, Steuben County Health announced 134 new COVID cases.
Steuben County resident Mitch Glenn expressed his appreciation for the health department, stating on their Facebook page, "Thanks for giving us the local info so we can make the decisions for ourselves. It's greatly appreciated."
But what about monkeypox? Public health officials announced the first confirmed case of monkeypox in Chemung County in late June. But according to the New York State Department of Health, New Yorkers should not be alarmed about monkeypox, but everyone should stay informed to protect themselves and their communities. So with the new COVID variants and monkeypox going around, how can you stay safe? Be on the lookout for symptoms. For monkeypox, this could be a rash, fever and headache, fatigue, or muscle aches. COVID BA4 and BA5 have sinus infection-like symptoms, fatigue, fever, cough, and sore throat. Have N95 or KN95 face masks available for use. Ensure that you're up to date on vaccinations and boosters, wash your hands frequently, and stay home and away from others when sick.
For more information, you can visit health.ny.gov or follow your county's public health department Facebook page. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
The trial of Jennifer Craig, set to start this week, has been postponed to August 23rd. Craig is charged with criminal attempted homicide after allegedly hitting her husband with her truck multiple times. Craig then allegedly beat him over the head with a softball-sized rock. She faces additional charges of 2 felony accounts of aggravated assault, simple assault, reckless endangerment, and harassment. The Elmira Heights Police Department is seeking information from the public in the Glass House Tavern fire investigation. Police are asking anyone living near 125 Prescott Avenue to submit any relevant video footage that may help in the investigation. The fire broke out at the local bar Saturday morning around 3:30. Everyone, thankfully, made it out safely. Anyone with video cameras in the area or information about this investigation can contact the Elmira Heights Police Department at the number on your screen. Elmira's newest sports team arrived today, and you can play a part in naming the new team. Our Josh Feldberg was at First Arena for the unveiling.
Elmira's newest sports team will be a part of the country's newest lacrosse league. The Pro Box Lacrosse Association, or PBLA, is having its inaugural season this year, and Elmira is a part of it. The new lacrosse team, along with the city's new professional hockey team, the Elmira Mammoth, will both be tenants of First Arena.
And so I'm very proud to announce the 7 initial cities for the PBLA, and in no particular order, but I'd like to start with Elmira, New York.
The league announced 7 host cities for its first season. Each city will hold a Name the Team contest. Fans will have 2 weeks to submit their nominations. The league will then decide on what it considers are the 4 most exciting names for each team. Then, people in the community can vote for their favorite. The fan who submits the winning team name will receive season tickets to watch their lacrosse team play.
We're trying to set the tone that from day one, our fans are going to be involved with every aspect of the league. And what a better way to get them involved in helping name the teams and get colors. And so, literally starting today, we can go on our PBLA website nationally and vote for what you want as the team name here in Elmira.
Season tickets are expected to go on sale tomorrow for the new teams. Commissioner Steve Donner also told Big Fox that the league plans on holding a scouting combine here at First Arena later in August. If you want the chance to name Elmira's new lacrosse team, you can go to the PBLA's website to submit your idea. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Elmira.
A music festival with a positive message is back in the Southern Tier. The I Matter Music Festival is scheduled to return to Horseheads on July 30th after a 2-year hiatus. The goal of the Rock Festival is to counter thoughts of suicide or self-harm by promoting hope and purpose to the young generation. The festival is free and will take place at the new The L venue in Horseheads. While there's been slow improvement in gas prices, persistent high inflation continues to strain Americans. Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more on what the White House is saying.
While the price of gas was quick to go up, past $5 on average last month, it has been slow to come down. The White House, though, is optimistic.
Barring unforeseen market disruptions, to see average prices fall below $4 per gallon in more places in coming weeks.
According to AAA nationally, gas is now $4.52 on average. The White House is frustrated. They haven't gotten more credit.
We have seen gas prices go down in the past 34 straight days.
Aren't they still $2 a gallon higher than when you guys took office, though?
First of all, we have to look at the impact of how we got there.
Outgoing White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield sent this memo, quote, "Despite the data, you wouldn't know gas prices are coming down from watching the evening news or reading the paper. But polls show it's voters who aren't ready to change their opinions on what's ailing the economy. A new Fox News poll shows 55% say the Biden administration has made the economy worse, now with a 9.1% inflation rate, and 31% still blame the president's policies for gas prices.
The president, as I said, is looking in the wrong places. He's looking to the Saudis, he's looking to the Russians. So that leaves the obvious solution here in America.
At the Federal Reserve meeting next week, it's expected another 0.75% interest rate hike is coming to fight inflation. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Dangerous temperatures are once again the biggest weather headline in the U.S. and across the pond. Steve Bender has more.
Folks in Britain trying to keep cool. The country hitting the all-time record of 104 degrees by noon on Tuesday after logging its warmest night on record. This as wildfires raged across parched countryside in France and Spain. One UK airport suspended flights Monday after temperatures got so hot a section of the runway started to melt. The airport later announcing the closure due to a central runway repair. Some travelers from the USA, they're used to extreme weather.
Honestly, back from where we're from in Kansas, USA, this is normal for us.
Meanwhile, record-breaking and potentially deadly heat is continuing to bake the central United States. Many areas are seeing the mercury soar above 100 degrees, and those temperatures are sticking around. Triple-digit temperatures are expected to last through at least the end of the week, and North Texas could be hotter than it's been in a decade. Forecast to climb higher than 110 degrees, keeping cool is the top priority.
We're up probably 50 to 75 runs a day, or responses. We have in the last week responded to 56 heat emergencies. So that's been a significant increase.
Excessive heat warnings and heat advisories remaining in effect for millions of Americans from the plains in the Southwest to the Gulf Coast. In New York, Steve Bender, Fox Weather.
A look at our own sweltering forecast is next, plus this.
Grocery prices up more than 12% in just the past year, and that has lines at food banks across the country growing longer by the day. I'm Lydia Hu with the Fox Business Network. More on that story is coming up.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Well, good evening. We're continuing to track some active changes in the forecast as we head into the middle of the week. I'm meteorologist Alyssa Triplett, and we were able to see some sunshine today with some passing clouds, but for the most part stayed quiet. There were a few isolated storms possible, but as we head into your morning commute, temperatures will fall into those 60s, and we will see a southerly wind that will be in place, and it is going to bring a warming trend. But as we dry out conditions, we want to know that still precipitation over the last 5 days did bring us up to about 4/10 of an inch. So a good little dosing of rainfall. Definitely need much more, and we could see some more in the forecast, but when we look at the outlooks, it's not bringing in much for accumulation as we have the forecast set through 7 p.m. on Thursday. Just under 1/10 of an inch is all we're expecting across our area through the Finger Lakes, as we are looking to set up really in the middle of a stronger system as it pushes on through. The risk for severe weather as we head into your Wednesday, where some heavier downpours will fall, is going to be in Ohio. Now we'll get the leftover energy of that system that is going to move in late on Wednesday into Thursday morning if that system can hold on, and then as it redevelops on Thursday, the risk for severe weather moves off towards Albany and into northern portions of the Northeast. So we're going to really miss out on the bulk of severe weather, which is good, but it does mean that we could miss out on some of those heavier rain events as when we roll through this forecast. For the most part, we're going to see more sunshine and the heat in place as we head through Wednesday morning. Few showers across the central portions of the state. We see a cloud cover uptick into the afternoon, but still not much for precipitation to be seen until you see that frontal system work its way towards the area by Thursday morning. But again, not a whole lot of precipitation is falling there on that forecast. So we'll keep an eye on that outlook. But again, it's looking fairly small for now. But what is promised as we head into your Wednesday forecast is going to be a very warm day. We see that a heat advisory is in place, as we'll see that high temperatures are going to climb to 94 degrees into Elmira. Your average for this time of the year is 84 degrees. So as we hit that marker, note that not only are temperatures going to sit at 94, but you're going to be under the bright sunshine, and you're going to be watching your feel like temperatures hit the triple digits. So that's why that heat advisory will continue throughout the day. So find ways to beat the heat, stay hydrated, stay fueled up, and listen to your body. Heat-related illnesses like heat stroke and exhaustion can really happen quickly. So listen to yourself as well as watch others around you as well to keep them safe. Now, as we see those temperatures climb as we head into your Thursday, still a little bit warmer as well, flirting with that 90-degree marker. But what we'll see start to change as we head into the weekend is going to be those dew points falling. So as we strike 70 for a dew point on Thursday, we fall into those lower 60s. So more comfortable summer-like feel in place, as it looks like behind that frontal system there is going to be a few more storm chances to track, and maybe another formal system to be setting up as we head into that Sunday forecast, which will keep the heat through Sunday. But after we get past that Sunday forecast, it looks like those temperatures will dwindle, and we'll bring in a much more comfortable summertime forecast by the middle of next week.
Close your eyes for a moment and imagine what you think a doomsday shelter might look like. Chances are good that you pictured an underground dystopian bunker filled with canned goods and freeze-dried food, but that's all about to change. Jackie Ibanez has a look at the new line of luxury shelters changing what it means to survive.
No one knows exactly what the future has in store. But one startup company says avoiding threats from any potential natural disasters, viruses, and wars doesn't have to come at the expense of your comfort. This is an Oppidum, a type of luxury doomsday bunker that could soon be underneath the mansions of some of the world's richest people.
Oppidum creates underground living spaces that are highly secure and completely discreet, yet beautifully appointed and entirely bespoke.
Oppidum is the Latin term for fortified settlement, and that's exactly what this is and much more. Company officials say each bunker is air and gas tight, allowing those inside to be completely cut off from the atmosphere outside for up to a month. The shelters are also armed with the technology to make their own water, air, and energy, while coming with the chicest amenities.
Whatever is happening in the world outside, you can rest easy and live fully in times of tranquility and in times of unrest.
But these bunkers aren't just meant to keep people safe.
We want Oppidum to bring added value for everyday peacetime use of the property. And then there goes the secure storage, private art gallery that enables the owner to safely store their art, similar like in a bank and vault, with the difference that they can enjoy it every day while at their residence.
Wondering if an Oppidum is in reach for you? Well, officials say if you have a net worth of more than $100 million and can shell out at least $10 million for a bunker, could be yours.
Apple plans to slow its hiring. Goldman Sachs brings back the year-end performance review, and Uber agrees to pay millions for overcharging some customers. Chris Foster has those stories in today's Business Briefs.
Apple joins Meta and Tesla in cutting back on hiring. According to a report by Bloomberg News, the tech giant will slow its hiring process and spend next year trying to cope with a possible economic downturn. The change will reportedly not impact all teams. Apple still plans to move forward with its product launch schedule in 2023. This includes new phones and wearable products, including a mixed reality headset. Goldman Sachs is also scaling back hiring to prepare for tough times. In a conference call with analysts, CEO Dennis Coleman revealed the investment bank will likely reinstate year-end job cuts and performance reviews, a practice the bank suspended during the pandemic. Planned job cuts come even as the bank posted better than expected earnings in the second quarter. Germany's largest consumer protection group sues Tesla over privacy concerns and misleading advertising. Group VZBV alleges Tesla misleads consumers on how much they save on CO2 gas emissions when they buy Tesla electric cars. The group's also accusing Tesla of violating data protection laws with its Sentry mode, which records the car's surroundings. Tesla has not commented on the suit. Uber agrees to pay more than $2 million over a lawsuit that claims it overcharged riders with disabilities. More than 65,000 users will receive compensation. As part of a 2-year agreement, Uber will also waive wait times for certified disabled riders. They've also committed to advertising their wait time fee waiver program. This includes training workers to ensure users with disabilities are not overcharged in the future. For more stories, log on to foxbusiness.com.
Still ahead, grocery prices are up more than 12% in just the past year. And that has lines growing at food banks across the country. More on that story coming up. Rising food prices are leading to longer lines at food pantries around the nation. It's creating a challenge for food banks who say they're struggling to meet demand. Lydia Hu has the story.
Inflation is worsening the hunger crisis in America. You can see this line of people seeking help from a local food pantry here in New York City has formed behind me. They are all senior citizens, and they started lining up before 8 a.m. this morning for a distribution that started at 9:30. The Food Bank of New York City is seeing a 93% increase in the number of visits now as compared to before the pandemic. And at the start of the year, folks that run the food bank said they were hopeful that the need would dissipate as more people returned to work. But instead, as inflation took off and skyrocketed, they're seeing the need only exacerbated.
There are new sort of entrants to the food insecurity space, and people that are really having to navigate this. And it's quite simply because a dollar does not stretch as far any longer.
And the need for food is evident across the country. You can see some examples here. A food bank in Phoenix, Arizona says its distribution during a recent week in June is up 78% over the same week last year. And inflation is not only exacerbating the need, but also challenging supply of food. The cost of monthly food purchases for a pantry in Alameda, California has gone from $250,000 before the pandemic to $1.5 million now. Feeding America, which is the country's largest hunger relief organization, says food banks are purchasing nearly as much food as they did last year, but they're now paying 40% more for those purchases. Here in New York, this food bank is able to meet the needs of the community for now, but with inflation at a 41-year high, they are trying to adjust their budget, stretch that dollar even further, but doing so without leaving folks in the community hungry. It's a real challenge and problem that they're confronting right now. Reporting from Manhattan, New York, Lydia Hu, Fox Business.
Netflix is moving forward with its plan to crack down on password sharing and is testing a new way to charge people who are. According to Bloomberg, the tests are in 5 Latin American countries. Netflix will ask people to pay up if they're using an account outside the primary household for more than 2 weeks. It will not affect those who stream on their mobile devices. Netflix says it can spot the use of a different home through IP addresses and account activity. The streaming giant says it's planning an update where users can track where the account is being used and limit their access. Instagram is adding a new feature that will make online shoppers excited. Instagram said Monday users across the U.S. will be able to pay, place, and track orders from their DMs. The company says only business accounts will be able to receive payments through messages. This feature will allow stores to send invoices directly through messages instead of using other apps, making it easier for customers to communicate with the merchant directly about their purchases. Stay with us. We'll have more right after this. We want to leave you with a smile. An iconic toy store is making a comeback just in time for the holiday season. Toys R Us shops will be in Macy's stores across the country. The shops will be opening beginning in late July through mid-October. To celebrate, Macy's is offering some perks to families, like photo opportunities, and it will host 9 days of activities and giveaways. Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy in 2017 and closed its stores. It's tried to make a comeback several times. Macy's also sells Toys R Us products online. I'm Scott Beadle. Thanks so much for watching.